Hello, this is Samuel Woodworth, and today I'll be doing a video for CS number 3 for my Intro to Communications class. And for this week, I am describing two different chapters I learned. These two chapters are Chapter 8, which describes mass communication across cultures, and Chapter 9, which is interpersonal communication. For mass communication is defined on the first page of Chapter 8 as the public transfer of messages to and through different forms of media and technology. And basically what this means is you have different messages and meanings that involve some type of cost to the viewer or listener of that message. So most of the time, these messages to the viewers are in the forms of advertisements from large companies or brands. Anyways, mass communication has existed since almost the dawn of time. I mean, you could look at ancient Greece, China, when, people would advertise, their specialties as being prolific magicians or even prolific public speakers like Socrates. For the second part, I also learned about the five stages in the decision innovation process that is on page 4 of Chapter 8. The 5 stages describe how innovators or early adopters of new media have been able to gain attraction to its viewers, this being through knowledge, persuasion, decision, implementation, and confirmation. And in the decision aspect of that, the person can either reject or accept those two, that message that's being portrayed through mass communication. And media literacy from mass communication is important to us because media literacy is our awareness and responsibility to be able to comprehend, access, and use mass communication in our personal and professional lives, or being able to distinguish, what the message is from all the noise that may exist in your life. On Chapter 9 of what I learned this week, I'll be describing interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication is described as the communication between two individual people. However, interpersonal communication involves usually a more private and personal feelings being shared between two people. This is on page 1 where it describes the definition of interpersonal communication. We often engage in interpersonal communication when we want to share our personal feelings, which, going into self-disclosure on page 2, describes the process of revealing that special info about yourself in order to reveal yourself and share emotions. Some examples of self-disclosure can include, this is my favorite music, or say country music is your favorite music. That is a personal fact about yourself that you're willing to reveal. And then we go on to other aspects of interpersonal communication. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, which is where we get into conflicts on page 19 of the PDF. And on page 19 we can see different types of conflict, such as affective, when we don't have feelings for the other person. Conflict of interest, when people disagree about a certain plan on what to do in a certain event. There's value conflict, which is a difference in ideologies. Cognitive conflict, which is the difference in our thought processes with another person. Then there's goal conflict, which is when people disagree about our own goals. And that is what I learned this week for chapter 8 and 9, and this is my video for CS number 3.